morning, everybody. Welcome to Exploring the Ka with host Castaldo, and it's going to be an interesting year, everybody. I've been pulling in a lot of information and really concentrating on not having anger and not having certain emotions, because when we have certain emotions like anger, hostility, rage, it's easily tapped into by AI consciousness and reptilian consciousness, or what they call hive mind. See, our Earth, Gaia, is located next to a network of portals. It's easy access to Gaia from portals, and a black hole portal network. And not only does black hole fit the description because of the look of it, but also because of the dark entity that arises. Truly what evil is arises from these black holes, and they have access to Earth. And okay, let me rewind a little bit. Tomorrow will be a Fallen Angel Friday on my show Spiral Radio. It's on the Para X Radio Network, 8 p.m. And I'm having my guest this week is going to be Gary Wayne, who's known for writing the Genesis 6 Conspiracy. And I was talking to him last night. It's going to be an interesting discussion, and I think he's pretty stoked to talk to me as well as I am him. The Seraphim angels, who I've talked about before, if you want to call them angels or whatever you want to call them, one of the highest top dogs of the angelic orders, the winged ones, who can be also described as plumed serpents, feathered winged serpents. Quetzalcoatl was one of these seraphim, I believe. And they have been, during the Galactic Wars or Orion Wars, their line had been hybridized and mixed with the Draco. And what people call to Archangel Michael and his line was infiltrated as well. And you see these black hole entities, they tap into anger, and they feel the anger and rage of people on Gaia, and they will cling to you and find you and change your thoughts and your feelings and make you become enraged and possess you. And this being we're going to discuss, called Leviathan, has to do with the creation of Earth, and it's some sort of dragon without wings. Maybe it's hard to really describe what he is or what it is. And we're gonna go deep down the spiral, and these hive mind hybrids of seraphim, who have been totally their genetic line have been infiltrated. Like I said, these original seraphim were the ones who gave us ley lines and made them entwine the earth energies around the earth like snakes. And we have horizontal timelines on Earth, all running simultaneously, one after another. you know, in a row. If you can look sideways, horizontal, you'll see them lined up, timeline in the astral, and it's almost like flipping through a Rolodex. And our timelines have been messed with, and realities are blending and merging, and we're in for a wild ride. And this black hole network is highly dangerous for our survival. And if our ley lines get transformed and the earth energies completely change, then the grid on this planet will be completely dark. A grid of darkness. And this is what these hive-minded demons really want, is they want us controlled at a certain frequency, and they don't want us ascending to what we can possibly achieve. And it's said, you know, this is an interesting tale from the Etruscans about the creation of our universe and how it came to be. And the technology that's described in this is something that we should look into. And it's said that people roamed the land before before the people had roamed Gaia. There were these spirits that roamed the earth, and they were the spirits of the elements. And with that were all the spirits of the trees, the meadows, the stones, the mountains, everything in nature. And then before all this had come to be, there was just nothing but the darkness, this dark grid. And then within this darkness, there was a mysterious mist. And this mist was all alone, just in solitude. And then the right hand of the mist this desire for creation, held the desire for creation. And then the left hand of the mist held the source for creation. And the mist then stretched out both hands into the unending, never-ending, continuous darkness, and uttered the divine names upon the darkness. And thus were born the great ones, who in Etruscan lore they call Tagni and Uni. Uni, the woman goddess, the moon goddess, and Tagni, the sun god. And born upon the breath of the mist were these gods. Then the goddess moved through the night, her scent arousing the passion of the god. He put forth his hand and drew upon her to himself, hold her close. And such was his love for this goddess, that he took his divine flute of 7 reeds and played for her. And then the worlds formed upon each note that he played, the 7 planes of existence. Each note was a different plane of existence. And they loved and were one beneath the sacred stars. And from their union, a silver and gold mist appeared, bearing life to the 4 winds. Then together, they fashioned the earth. So this gold and silver mist that appeared, and this mist is something that has also been described in many abductions and all types of experiences, and it is a technology, some sort of technology, and I think that's an interesting story that needs to be examined a little bit more. And you know, we have all of this laying dormant inside of us, these stories, these ancient tales, and it's time to shed the anger and shed the hostility in all of us. And really, you can change your blood and your DNA just through thoughts. I don't know if anybody even realizes that and how powerful that is, but our minds are amazing, and we are all amazing. And these beings are not just myth. You know, some people saying that the serpent face, the serpent characteristics are just myths and lore. And it was like what they describe in Zachariah Sitch's book, like it was when they appeared on Earth, it was like through scoop. They thought it was fish people or reptile people, but it was actually just scuba gear and webbed feet from the scuba gear. And you know what? Our ancestors were way smarter than that, and I'm pretty sure they would figure out what scales on a body look like and actual features compared to a suit. Okay, even if they'd never seen the suit before or seen technology like that, it's pretty obvious whether something's real skin or something that's been pulled over the body. And I think that, you know, our ancestors are way smarter than that. We gotta give them way more credit than that. And Spiral Radio is gonna be off the hook the next few weeks. So tune in and spiral out.